I wanted to come on and make a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these going into 2025. Mini series, quick brain dumps, all about training, nutrition, mindset, lifestyle, physique, performance. And this one today is just genuinely about like reflecting on the year. I've just spent the last sort of 10-20 minutes just going over a few basic questions, getting the brain cogs turning. Like, I don't care what anyone says, any coach says, like kind of slandering the full new year, new me thing. Like, this time of year for me is so reflective. It's a time of year where I really take the time to think, set intentions for the following year, and these things genuinely remain on like my whiteboard. Well, they did in my office, like they remain in my notes now on my phone because I don't have a big whiteboard. But these are things that like I'm gunning towards and things that are so important to me. Then within that, I break these down into like more sub goals. I recently wrote a post and it was about how the fact that I only hit 20% of my goals this year. Now, I hit a lot of goals this year and I PB'd across every single aspect of my life, but the point of the post is that like sometimes you have to aim so big that you don't hit the mark, but in the pursuit of trying to hit the mark, you actually end up going way better than you ever have anyway. And that's exactly what I done this year. There's so many things reflecting back, like even looking back at the first few months of the year, I made more progress and achieved more in the first 3 months of the year than I probably did in 2023. And that's the way in the rhythm and the sort of the way I like things to go, basically. Like every single year, my main goal for myself is I just want to trump the previous year, whatever that looks like, whether that's personally, professionally, athletically. Like, I just want to do way better than what I did the previous year before. And that's not me being unambitious. I just want to look back at the year and be like, I fucking crushed that year. Like, the version of me now does not even recognise the version of me last year. And it's everything. It's not just the things that I've done. It's like the conversations that I'm having, the spaces that I'm in, how I'm articulating myself, the opportunities that I'm getting as a direct result of everything that I'm doing. Like when we were away, me and Lewis all of us were having a lot of conversations, but there was one day in particular where me and Lewis were having a conversation. We were talking about back to like when we kind of met, we were talking about like the time of lockdown. So it's pretty mad, like lockdown is going to be 5 years away, like 5 years ago in March, which is insane, right? So see that excuse of saying, oh, the reason why I'm not in shape or the reason why I'm not doing the things I said I was going to do is because of fucking lockdown. Fucking pipe it. That's no longer, that can't be a thing anymore. Me and Lewis were having this conversation and he said to me, are you satisfied and content with where you are right now in life for where you were back then? Because we were talking about lockdown. And I said, yeah. And I recently heard this podcast from a vlog from Nick Bear, and it was talking about like people confuse being content and being complacent, two totally different things. I am like, there's so many things that I still want to do. There's things where I thought I'd be doing now that I am not doing now. Of course there is. There's always going to be that. Like so many folks sometimes set the bar so high that they think they're going to be a million miles away from where they are right now. The saying goes like most people underestimate what they could do in 5 years but overestimate what they could do in 5 months. And that's definitely a theme for myself when it comes to my goals. There is some things I'm like, all right, I didn't think I'd still be dealing with that, or I didn't think I'd still be struggling with that, or I didn't think that'd still be a problem for me. That's normal, that's part of life. But my response back to Lewis was, my life now has completely surpassed anything I thought that I would be doing. And I don't even mean just about the things that I have achieved or the things that I've done. I'm just meaning like how simple things, like I think back to 2020 and like I was still in the house with my parents, like I was still living at home with my parents. Like that year we had literally had all my savings to literally move in and get my own home, and I did in 2021. But like if I think back to that version of me, like I was living with my parents, and I look at my life now and there's certain things that like just that in itself, to looking at what life's at right now, is like so transformational. So yeah, like I think it's so important to always be looking to one up the previous version of yourself and break that down. But I wanted to share just a couple of questions with you that I basically went over and wrote down, and you can do the exact same. It's so important to actually take the time to do that. Obviously, make sure that you've written down your goals, the things that you want to achieve first and foremost, right? I'd make sure that you've got like probably 3 to 5 across 3 areas of your life. So the 3 areas of your life you want to be thinking about is number 1, athletically. So thinking about like body composition, body shape and performance, the goals you want to hit, events, things you want to do. Make sure you've got 3 to 5 big things there. Next, I'd be thinking about personally. So that might be like things like, I want to travel to this country. I want to go on a solo trip. I want to compete in an event abroad. I want to take my parents on holiday. I want to like learn another language, like I want to do X amount of days of a certain thing. You want to make sure that you've got 3 to 5 of them there. And then the last one is professionally. So professionally, if you're a business owner, if you are working for someone else, if you're very career driven, it might be that by June, I want to be in a different job. By this point, I want to have this many clients. By this point, I want to have started my own business. By this point, I want to have this many followers on this platform to give me this much benefit to my business, whatever, right? Set these goals there, right? So you want to make sure that you've got like 3 to 5 for like each one of these. And then within that, you want to subcategorize these. So like for me, like I've got some big goals this year, like athletically. So like for example, I want to run a sub 3 hour marathon. I want to run a sub 80 half marathon. And these are 2 big goals for me. But then within that, a subcategory that I've got is this year, then like I've got goals for high rocks, things I want to do. I want to get to world championships in Chicago. But then basically it's like, right, what's a sub goal that I know if I hit these in the year it's going to get me to there? And like another sub goal is like I want to get 3 podiums, at least 3 podiums this year. I don't care what they are. I don't care if it's fucking park run. Like I want to be stood on at least 3 podiums this year, because I know that that's going to be something that's really going to benefit me. So for you it might be like, I don't know, like I want to get into the shape of my life this year, and it might be like Q1, the first quarter of the year, I want to make sure that I fully exit my fat loss phase and I successfully lose at least 15 pounds of weight and maintain it off. Like you want to make sure, because sometimes folk are so vague with their goals, they never ever get to there, right? So that's the first thing you need to be doing. You need to be writing down your goals, your main goals across those 3 areas. Then after that, you need to be breaking them down into sub goals, so things that you can actually break and hit at a certain point. Because again, when people think about their goals, 365 days is a long period of time. I sometimes say to people like, what are your goals? And they're like, they say something that could be achieved in the first few months of the year. It's like, right, what's the main goal? Like for me, I want to go sub 80 minutes for my half marathon. Right now, when we're running out here, I don't know how close I am to that, right? I wasn't a million miles off, but the heat has been a bit of an adjustment, right? Am I going to hit that in April when I do it? There is a high chance that I could, but if I don't, I'm definitely going to do it in 2025 still, right? So your goals are meant to be set. As I said already, sometimes they're not hit, but even in the pursuit of actually achieving these things or chasing these things, you achieve excellence and getting to there as well, so you need to remember that. So yeah, like you need to make sure you've got your goals broken down across those 3 areas. The next question you're going to ask yourself off the back end of that is, who do I need to be for my goals in 2025? So this is the part that so many folk overlook, is that like when it comes to stepping up as a person, your goals should scare you. They should seem slightly unattainable, like I've been talking about there. You then need to be thinking about who you need to be in the process to achieve those things, how you need to be behaving, what you need to be letting go of, things that you need to be doing, things that you need to be gaining. And I want you to break that down into 3 areas again: professional, personal, athletic, breaking it down there. So thinking about your goals. So for me, professionally, a leader who always shows up. Do at least 1 hour of leverage business tasks 7 days out of 7, and delegate any unnecessary work, YouTube editing, etc. There's a lot of things that I'm still doing that I don't need to be doing. It's like, why am I doing these things? They're taking me away from things that I actually enjoy doing. So that's a big one for me. Personally, be a good and honest person. 90 days of sobriety from the beginning of the year. Be a great son and boyfriend. Listen more and learn about other people's stories more. So that's important to me as well. I love talking, I love listening, but it's definitely something I need to make sure that I'm consciously trying to do if I want to be a better person and be that leader. And these are for my goals that I've got. Athletically, embody the RFA mindset and never ever miss. Eat like an athlete and be the client you always wanted. Become a great, credible source of knowledge and share it. Hey, I'm doing it right now. So that's the first question I want you to ask yourself. Who do I need to be for my goals in 2025? And then lastly, last one, what do I value and how do I ensure that I honour that and embody it every single day? These are yours, right? So my highest values, I've written these down and I've broken them down into things that I know I need to be doing. Most folk do not know what they value. Well, they do know what they value, but they've never actually really acknowledged it out loud. So for me, I value progress, I value personal development, I value helping others, I value humour, I value discipline, I value honesty, and I value family and friends. And for me, I've broken this down. So progress, how can I make sure that I'm actually like embodying progress every single day? Stack wins from the moment that I get up. Do at least 1 hour of leverage business work daily. I've already mentioned this. Sweat and move at least every single day. So I know if I've done those 3 things across the board there, I'm going to be embodying progress. Number 2, get personal development. Gain knowledge or wisdom every day through a valuable conversation or consuming valuable content. So simple. 3, helping others. Show up every day on social media and provide at least 1 valuable piece of knowledge, wisdom or insight. 4, humour. don't take life too seriously. 5, discipline, do what you said you would do every day, make the commitment to be a better man. 6, honesty, always be as honest with yourself as you would be for other people, don't be a hypocrite. 7, family and friends, make the time every week to speak to the people who want to speak to you. Simple. So guys, that is my framework for a bit of reflection for the end of the year. And yeah, it's an exciting time of year. Like a lot of people, I put a post up the other day and it was basically like, are you excited to get back to things? Are you chomping at the bit? Do you need some more time off? Have you not even thought about it? And the lowest percentage of people put that they were excited to get back to things. And I want to change that, and you need to be the person that actually generates that momentum for yourself. You need to be sitting and doing the deep work and dedicating the time by doing things like this, because that's going to be the thing that drives things forward. You need to be engineering and living your life by design, not living your life by default. Anyway guys, I hope you took a lot away from this. Have a fantastic new year when it comes. Also, we're launching something pretty special on the 9th of January, so make sure that you've got your eyes peeled for that.